Important.
You're trying to get clicks out of it. All I'm asking you is if
No, you were trying to get
disagree.
clicks out. Who was trying to get clicks? He was trying to get clicks
I don't have a
out
YouTube
of
channel.
trying to read the Talmud. You don't even know what it is, the Talmud.
Okay, that's why I'm asking.
Let me ask you a question. Do we as Christians have a biblical obligation to the Jews?
I mean, you tell me, since I'm not knowledgeable on it.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel where the art of debate makes the coast art of commentary. I'm your host, The Performance. Today we'll be checking out a video titled Misinformed Kid Gets Educated with a Fact About Israel. Wow, believe this is going to be another interesting one. Let's check it out. Go.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing today, man? How you doing?
Padres are good this year.
Yeah, they are. And I just want to start off by saying I have no disrespect to any other religion. I respect all religion. This is more of a question for you and whether or not you can confirm this. The Talmud states that Jews are the chosen people and all non-Jews are goyim, here to serve them. You are a Christian who's clearly serving the Jews, defending Zionism with all you got. But you also believe Jesus is a rabbinic Jew in heaven when you know the Talmud states he's in hell burning in feces.
Okay, so you're a Talmudic expert, right? Which Talmud is that in? Jerusalem or Babylonian?
I'm talking about Jerusalem, sir.
Oh, that's the Jerusalem, which actually is not as divinely inspired. Which one's longer and how long is it? Don't look at your phone. Look at me in the eye.
I'm not
No, come
really
on.
aware.
You said that I'm a tool of the Jews, so look at me in the eye like
I
a
never
man.
said I'm talking about the Talmud.
No, you accused me of saying like you're a Zionist or something, right?
I mean, do you support Israel?
Yes, of course I do. Yes.
Okay, that's good for you. But that's another thing. You're an advocate for the military in America.
Hold on, time out,
But
time
then
out, time
you
out.
agree with Israel's war crimes. What's up with that?
Oh, war crimes. We'll get into that, but let's be more specific.
Yeah.
What is your point here of dragging up a multi-thousand-year text that you don't know, that you haven't read?
I mean, it's
you
your
have not even.
religion.
Have you
You're gonna
purchased the
agree with
Talmud?
it.
Have you read the Talmud? What is the Talmud? Tell me the difference between the Torah, the Tanakh, and the Talmud. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
But
That's pretty important. Time out.
that's
So
why I'm-
what you did is you cherry-picked something on the internet that makes Jews look bad, but you can't tell me the difference between the Torah and the Tanakh and the
I'm
Talmud.
not trying to make the Jews look
No,
bad.
no, but
What
no,
I'm
no,
trying to tell
this
you-
is ridiculous. This is for clickbait. Let me tell you the difference. The Torah is the books that we as Christians acknowledge: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, the most holy scriptures in Judaism. The Tanakh is also our Old Testament, right? That's Joshua, Judges, First and Second Kings, Hezekiah, Nehemiah, Ezekiel. The Talmud are rabbinic debates spanning over 500 years, of which there's the Babylonian and the Jerusalem Talmud. The Babylonian's actually more inspired. It's 2.5 million words. The Jerusalem is lesser inspired, and they disagree on all sorts of stuff, and they pick it up. Those are people that would they say,
So
well, I
that's why
disagree
I'm
with that.
asking you if
No,
you
but hold on a
agree or
second.
not.
But it's very important. You don't even know the stuff that you're bringing up to this event.
That's why I'm asking you.
No. It's really important because what you're trying is like this context. You're a tool of the
It's
Jews,
just-
and I read this thing. But
It's
let's just make this
a-
very clear.
Sir, it's an agree to a disagreement. I'm not here
It's
to
not agree to
argue.
disagreement.
Do you
It's
agree
very
with what
clear.
it
Is
said
that
or not?
you don't even know the stuff you're bringing up to make
So
someone
that's why
look
I'm
bad.
asking you, do you agree or disagree so I can
Of
be
course, I
knowledgeable on it?
disagree with rabbinic
There you
Judaism.
go.
I'm a
So-
Christian.
so
Jesus is the solution.
you
Oh, I hope every
mastered
Jew
this-
gives their life to
this-
Christ.
This debating thing and
But hold on, this is very important.
You're trying to get clicks out of it. All I'm asking you is if
No,
you
you
agree
were
or
trying to get
disagree.
clicks out. Who was trying to get clicks? He was trying to get
I'm
clicks
not- I don't have a
out
YouTube
of
channel.
trying to read the Talmud. You don't even know what it is, the Talmud.
Okay, that's why I'm
but
asking
let
what
me
I'm-
ask you a question. Do we as Christians have a biblical obligation to the Jews?
I mean, you tell me since I'm not knowledgeable on it.
Yes, we do. Paul says.
don't? Hold up.
That's fine. Yes, I'm
You
sure.
don't?
I'm sure we're going to have a Catholic disagree. People say we're the new Israel.
But you're
hold on a
Christian.
second.
How can you believe that there's the chosen people? You're Christian.
Hold on
You
a second,
you
because
believe in
Paul
God?
said first to the Jews.
Okay.
Paul was around in a time after the resurrection of Christ. Don't you acknowledge that there was something special in the book of Exodus when God decided to work miraculously of those people out of Egypt and bring them into the desert? Isn't that a chosen people? Secondly, the covenant, the law, the Decalogue, the Torah. They are the keepers of the law. In fact, that's why it says in Galatians 3, the law is a school teacher of Jesus Christ. Genesis 12:3, if you bless Israel, I will bless you. Same thing in the book of Numbers. And so what I'm getting at, we as Christians are bound to bless the state of Israel and to bless Jews.
Jews. How can you bless yourself, man?
Of course, but let's just
why
talk
do you
more about
believe in
Israel.
Jews?
Do you think, who's the bad actor, Israel or Hamas?
I believe that what Hamas is doing wrong, but that's not okay for what Israel is doing to the Palestinians.
What is Israel doing exactly? Tell me in detail. Where's it
war
happening?
crimes, just
war crimes, really? How?
What do you mean how? They're killing little kids, man.
Well,
It's
hold on.
obvious.
Killing kids. You mean wait,
You're
they
human.
drop leaflets before they bomb in Gaza?
You're-
They
you're-
warn civilian corridors before they ever engage militarily.
doesn't-
They do emergency medical procedures for any person in Gaza that might need it. Do you understand
so,
what's
okay,
actually?
they're
but-
doing
but-
good, but it's okay for them to do bad then. That's what
It's
you're
called
basically
war,
saying.
okay? And in war, sometimes
War-
bad things happen.
but it's a
Who
war
started
crime.
this? Well, it's not a
War
war crime.
crime.
Throwing around war crime is a ridiculous. You know what a war crime is? A war crime is going into
Killing
kibbutzes.
children is a
Time
war
out.
crime.
Going into kibbutzes, going into the Nova Music Festival, going into people's places of residences on October 7th, and putting.
So, okay, you
And-
guys keep bringing up October 7th. You guys are doing
yeah,
bad.
it's pretty important.
You got okay.
If you're going to all of a
Alright,
sudden
yeah.
attack Jews on their holiest day of the interior of Israel, expect
Okay,
a
let's say-
whirlwind
let's say
and don't
October
complain
7th.
about it when it comes
Okay, but-
forward.
So what's happening is that
Because if you're going to
I
go
need
into
to
the
ask you
interior of
something,
Israel
sir.
and start
There's
babies'
bad-
throats in their homes,
Sir,
not even
give me
going
a
after
second, please.
military.
Can I say something, please? So basically, what Israel doing is bad. Hamas is doing is bad. Okay.
I'm not even
Well,
contending
okay,
what
listen.
Israel's doing is bad.
So what Israel doing isn't bad. Killing children isn't bad.
Okay,
Is what you're saying?
hold on a second, but you have
Is-
to go
is it-
instance
is
by.
it or not?
Are,
I need a yes
are
or
they
no.
intentionally killing kids? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, they are not.
So why
that is
are there
complete
so many
BS.
dead kids? Why are you okay
Why,
with dead babies?
good question. Why are there dead kids? Because Hamas has
'Cause
no
of war crimes,
Time out.
Israel.
So you think Israel? Let me get this straight. Let's think how irrational it is. Israel sits
Are you
around.
okay with dead
Let me hold on.
babies?
I want to make sure this is okay.
No, I need
Of
a
course,
yes or
I'm not
no
okay
from
with dead kids.
Okay,
Okay,
so
ridiculous. I'm
why
the
do
most
you agree
pro-life
with
person I've
Israel? What
debated
it's
for 2
doing?
hours. Time out. Stop interrupting me. Do you think
You're
Israel?
interrupting me.
Do you think Israel sits around? And they say, "We're gonna. How do we kill more kids in Gaza today?"
I mean, so why are they killing kids then?
Exactly. Let's think. Maybe it's because Hamas uses the kids as human shields on top of their military bases. Maybe that's why. Maybe because the
Are you-
people of Hamas
that's-
have no concern
You are not
for the
okay
life
in
of their own
head
people.
If you really believe that, all right, that's you're.
Have-
that's,
I mean-
you gotta be really stupid, man, to actually assume that that's the case.
We have documented cases of Hamas using
Okay, man,
hospitals,
yeah.
schools, and military installations layered with civilians. In fact, IDF goes to such great extent when the do you
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
So let me just ask you, how do you think
Okay, let me
Israel
ask
should
you-
have responded?
can I ask you
1,300 people die. How should Israel respond?
Can I ask you something? Because you've had your chance. Can I talk for you?
Answer it.
Okay, can
How
I-
should Israel respond? 1,300 civilians
All right.
killed. How should Israel
Charlie
respond?
Kirk, Mr. Kirk, you had your chance to talk. Can I ask you something?
Okay, no answer.
Are you okay with kids dying? Yeah.
No,
Okay,
every
are you
kid
okay with
dying
kids
is a
dying?
tragedy, of
Okay,
course.
Okay, right? So then again, Israelis are killing the kids. Yes or no?
It's
Are they-
collateral damage in a
are-
war, of course.
Okay.
America, we killed tens of thousands of
So,
kids in World War II unintentionally.
For the one
It's what
person that
happens.
dies, it's okay to kill 10 kids. Is basically what you're saying.
That's actually not what's happening at all.
That is because you're blaming on October 7th. What did happen
Again,
is bad.
every human life is a tragedy. You must
Okay.
understand, in war, of which Hamas invited upon themselves. Hamas basically said, "We're going to go invite and provoke you, Israel," and then they're complaining that Israel is better at war than them. That's what's happening.
Killing kids is not better at war. That,
Okay,
that's
again,
basically what's happening.
to
That's not
understand the
okay.
military context of what's happening in Gaza, it is a complete wasteland. Understand, the combatants of
pretty good at
Hamas,
arguing, man. I'm
the
gonna give you that. You're a good
combatants of
debater.
Hamas, they're indistinguishable to that of civilians. They don't use the actual rules of engagement. They don't wear uniforms. IDF wears uniforms. No one in Hamas wears uniform. That's not correct. They don't wear uniforms. They disguise themselves as civilians. They'll do bombing all the time against IDF. This is the hardest war
Okay.
that any military has ever had to fight in the modern context.
Okay.
And spare me the nitpicking of the Western world saying,
You're
"Oh
nitpicking
well,
with October 7th. You can't talk about nitpicking.
here's a moral
mean,
difference. You know the moral difference?
Just
October
that
7th.
one little thing. that
Little
was bad.
thing.
Okay, look. What-
October 7th was a little
what,
thing.
What happened was bad. Yes.
It
but
was it was
it was
unspeakably
bad.
evil. You know why?
Okay, it was bad.
Because
Is killing
number one,
babies
it was not in a
bad?
theater of war. Number two, they didn't go after military targets. This is how cowardly Hamas is. They didn't go after Israel
Do you
military
think I
bases.
agree with Hamas?
No, I'm not saying that, but understand
Okay,
the moral
okay,
understand the
okay.
moral difference.
What I'm with is the Palestinians and the fact that there's kids dying, there's people dying.
I don't like kids dying, but you know who's
Exactly.
responsible
So
for the
we're
kids
agreeing.
dying? Hamas is
And
responsible for the
Israelis.
kids dying,
And
not
Israelis.
Israel.
And Israel.
Hamas is
And
responsible
Israel.
for their own kids dying.
Okay.
They provoked
Okay.
Israel.
Can I
Israel
ask you another
responds.
question? Charlie Kirk, what's
Yeah,
the,
by the way, that's another great.
what's the
Thank
thing
you for
that
bringing
Jews wear again?
that. The kippah or the yarmulke?
Yarmulke. I've seen a video of you wearing it, yes?
Yes, out of adoration and respect when I went to the Western Wall.
Okay,
Correct.
I
Yeah.
was just curious,
Do you know
that's
why
all.
they wear it actually?
I don't,
Because
but-
they believe that Hashem is always above you and that God is always judging you. And as a Christian, I have a more nuanced theological view than that, but I think it's actually a beautiful thing. I think it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing to wear something
Yeah,
above your head and believe there's
it's
a
like
God
a
who
culture
judges you
thing.
and designs you.
It's
I
just a
can
culture
respect
thing.
that.
I celebrate other cultures as well. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for having this argument.
Okay, again, in closing,
In closing,
just like,
we agreed to
if
disagree.
Israel dropped down all their weapons, what would happen?
I believe Hamas will drop down and we'll leave in peace. If Israel
see
dropped down
that
all the
happening.
weapons, I'm in hope that Hamas will do the same. In hope. I can't hope for no war. I'm in hope.
Hamas's charter is the elimination of the Jewish state.
I'm in hope that Hamas will drop all their weapons. I'm in hope. I'm in hope that this war stops in general.
No one likes what's
Nobody
happening.
likes war.
However,
You
we
don't,
must
I
be
don't.
morally clear why it started.
Yeah.
What was the beginning of it? What was the genesis? And the
Yeah,
genesis
yeah.
was Hamas on one of the holiest days on the Jewish calendar, which is Samat Torah. They decided to go on Shabbat,
Okay.
not to attack military bases,
Okay.
not to go after the IDF. They went into homes. They went to kibbutzes. They went to music festivals. They took hostages. And guess what? When they went back to Gaza, they were celebrated as heroes. They threw rave parties for these terrorists. They weren't like, whoa, this is
what
kind of
Hamas
wrong.
is doing is bad. What Israel
I
is
agree,
doing is
but
bad
there's a
as
much
well.
deeper cancer and a rot happening in Gaza than just
It's
Hamas.
I can say the same thing about Israel.
Really?
I just can't.
How could you say that?
I just can't.
Do you know that there are Arab members of the Knesset? Are there Jewish members of the Gaza or Palestinian Authority? You know that there's an Arab member of the
Okay,
Israeli
Charlie
Supreme Court?
Kirk, I understand, man.
No, this is important because I don't like, again, I'm an America First guy, but I'm also a truth seeker. And I
Okay.
don't like to see the singular
sir.
Jewish state of half the world's Jewry maligned and slandered every single day for
not
no good
slandering
reason.
them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, what an interesting debate. Knowing the war happening between Israel and Gaza because of Hamas, it's very painful to hear the news every day on people dying in Israel and people dying in Palestine. I think the news is very painful, most especially killing of kids. It's not what anyone is going to support. Killing of kids, that is totally out of it. I feel very bad when kids are dying. I also feel very bad in general when people are dying. So I believe Israel is trying to protect its people. Israel is trying to protect its country. And from the information I even got online and also from one of Charlie Kirk's video, I was told before the people of Israel release missile into Gaza, into Palestine, they always notify civilian that at this time, at this minute, we are going to release a missile in this location. Please, civilian, evacuate this area. And when the missile is released, you see the news coming out that a lot of children died when that same missile was released. Now, the question is, why would you remain in a certain location? Why would you remain in a certain position where missile will be released? You have been notified ahead. You have been told ahead that missile is going to be released in this location. Israel is going to drop a bomb in this location, in this hour, in this minute. Why should you choose to remain in that location if you are not under duress? I believe there is no reason why I will remain in a certain area, in a certain location that I've gotten an upfront information that a bomb or a missile will be released in this location. I see no reason why I should remain in such location, except if I'm under duress. So I believe the people that are dying through the bomb or through the missile that is released in Gaza by the people of Israel, I believe those people have been forced to remain in those areas. Those people has been used as shield. So I don't see any reason why you have been given information that missile will be released and you choose to remain in such area. And I understand what Israel is doing is totally bad. What Hamas is doing is totally bad. Seeing people losing their life in Israel, seeing people losing their life in Gaza, I feel very bad because that is a painful thing. I feel very bad. And I really hope the war is going to stop. I really hope the international organization are going to come to, to settle the problem between Israel and Gaza. Maybe they can come in a roundtable meeting. Each and every one of them can express their grievance, and at the end of the day, they will be able to come to a resolution. But I don't see that happening soon, though. I believe I know it's totally wrong to kill kids. It's totally wrong to kill children. There is nothing that you can justify for that action. There's no justification for such actions. But let me put a question straight to you. If a child or a kid of 10 years old, or let me say 15 years old or 14 years old, approach your house with a gun, with a rifle, and you are watching a program with your kids, with 3 of your kids and your wife, and you see a kid with 15 years old break your door and come into the house, holding a rifle, holding a gun, pointing the gun directly at you, at your family, at your kids, at your children, and you try to plead with the kid, and before you know, he shot one of your kid. Are you going to retaliate and shoot the kid back? Or you are going to remain with your own belief that it is wrong to kill kids? It is wrong to kill kids. It's wrong to kill children. Are you going to remain with your belief and let a kid kill the rest of your children, your wife, and also kill you? Or you are going to take action? What are you going to do if you are faced with this scenario? Because from what I'm hearing, Hamas in particular, they are now using kids. They are now using kids to carry out their action. They are now using kids to push their belief, which is totally wrong. Israel's responsibility is to protect its citizens. And you see the people of Israel building bunkers, so when a bomb is released, the civilians can get a place to shield themselves. But Hamas is not doing the same. It's not doing the same to protect its citizens, to protect its people. Rather, they are building those bunkers to protect their weapon, which I see that as morally irresponsible. And the college kid that came forward to ask the question, I understand that he totally disagreed to agree with the fact and the point Charlie Kirk is saying. But I also understand that most of the things he's saying, he has no understanding of the Torah. He has no understanding of most of the fact he was saying. He was accusing Charlie Kirk, but he has no facts to back his argument. So I believe he doesn't even have idea of what he's saying. So I would like to hear your comments regarding the facts and the point Charlie have stated in this video. Keep the comments coming. Don't forget, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. Do have a nice day.